to the show, everyone. As you all know, I love to talk about everybody else but me on this show. And we're live on Facebook, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show in just a little bit. Now, I want to talk about my first guest that's coming on. I have with me Natalie Lawrence. She is a designated broker and owner of Love Phoenix Real Estate. And first of all, you're all about the love. And I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself. And you also have a special guest with you here today, so I want you to introduce her as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Carol, for having me on the show again. It's really good to see you. I am the owner and designated broker of Love Phoenix Real Estate. I've been the owner of this company since December. We just launched our brokerage December 5th, and we're really diving into community and pouring the love into everything that we do, from our clients to our local businesses. And today I'm really excited to have Adriana Wright with me, who's a realtor on my team. Super privileged to work alongside of her, and I can't wait to have you talk to her about what she's working on.
But I want you brought her for a reason. You partnered with her for a reason, and I want everybody listen up, because we all should be doing things like this. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Adriana has such a big heart. I mean, she lives inside of her heart. That's what I like to say. And everybody in her orbit lives in her heart too. And one of the things that she's doing is partnering with fair chance employers to help them explore options with their employees for home ownership that they may otherwise not even realize are available to them. And her husband, who works for Awake Windows and Doors, which is a very wonderful high-end window and door company, they are a fair chance employer. So she started with them doing first-time homebuyer classes with their employees. She's already been able to work with a couple of those employees, and now we're on the hunt for some other great local business owners that want to offer the same thing.
I think that's awesome. So listen up, everyone, because what you hear is really where you come from love and understanding, right? And I think it's just a wonderful thing that you're doing. So I have to kind of start talking to you, Adriana. First of all, I first want you to talk about the classes that you're offering.
Go ahead. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Natasha, for inviting me. So the classes are basically that's what it is. I do like a lunch and learn. So we offer food or snacks, whatever it may be, so kind of entice people to
where there's food, there's people.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And we talk about home ownership. So like Natasha mentioned, it is a fair chance employer, and a lot of the employees there are just as impacted, and they don't know that home ownership is so close, and it might be easier than renting a home.
Well, here's what we're going to talk about. You specialize in several things. First of all, first-time home buyers,
yes.
Right? You also said that you're Spanish-speaking. You
yes.
specialize in Spanish-speaking. Also, people who have been impacted by unfortunate circumstances. And I asked you before you came on, how could it be somebody who's just had the worst credit in the world,
yes.
or all the way up to somebody who has been incarcerated? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, so initially I thought my passion was helping first-time home buyers, and then I realized that my first language is Spanish, so seeing my parents struggle with things like buying a home or buying a car, and sometimes getting taken advantage of, that became my passion, was to help people that may be underrepresented. And then, like Natasha mentioned, my husband works at Awake Window and Door Company, who are a fair chance employer, and getting to meet a lot of their employees and getting to spend time with them opened more doors for me, and I love helping people. It's my passion. It's amazing to be able to make a difference in someone's life where they thought like they were stuck, and they're not anymore.
Right, that's just awesome.
Yes.
And okay, and there could be anybody who has had any type of circumstance that you might think might be holding you back from buying a home. You don't really know what you don't know,
exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So that's where I come in, and with education.
Okay,
and information.
So you can do that, let's say, within any business that is a fair a chance, a third chance, we're talking
Yes.
about employer, right?
Yes.
So, and only those, or any employee that might have
No,
somebody.
any employee that wants to educate their employees on home ownership. But I do love helping, like I said, I love helping people, so I would love to be able to make a difference in someone's life who thinks they're stuck and they can't move on.
So here is a thing, we were talking about this earlier, before you even came on. Everybody gets a second chance, and everybody says that very easily, it just comes right off your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the third chance where it works, it's the third chance where the magic is, and where you give that fair chance the chance that they deserve.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
Right. Now, your phone number is 623-210-0327, and you're looking for people that can partner with you, that you can maybe do something like this in your businesses. You know, I think a lot of people out there don't even know that they can own a home, right?
Yep. That's
And
right.
they don't, or right away they think, no way, there's no way. And the classes that you offer, they're a little lunch and learns,
Yes.
right? What is the one myth that people come up with when it comes to, you know, oh yeah, I won't be able to get that house? What's the one thing?
I have a low credit score. That's
Okay.
usually always.
Yeah, and everybody, if you have lower than, let's say, 500, you're thinking, no way,
Yes.
right? Can you help people with helping them get a better, let's say, credit score?
Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So we partner with different lenders that offer programs that can help you with your credit repair. And sometimes those are free, or you can pay, or you get paid for the service after you close on your home.
Now, again, her phone number is 623-210-0327. It's all about the love. And I want to bring that back really quickly because I want to have Natasha speak here. Because that's what you're all about. And by partnering here and having her come on as your employee, right? I mean, it's just brings back that love right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things, you know, right now, I really would love to dive into doing this more with other local businesses that are really passionate about helping their employees. They don't have to be a fair chance employer. It's there are so many that we aren't aware of that
Right.
are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and giving us an opportunity to help get them exposure as well, and you know, shine the light and the love on them. One thing that would be really special, I think, is if any of these employers wanted to offer something special to their employees. You know, if you get qualified and you make it to that, you know, that closing
Make an
table,
incentive.
we'll do a contribution to your closing as a gift from the company, and I believe that's something that Awake actually decided to do.
I think that's awesome. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to a break. When we come back, we wanna talk further about this. And, you know, we're coming into the holiday season. This is the time of giving, right?
Yep.
You don't have to be a fair chance employer. This could be anybody who just wants to, you know, you don't know your employees out there. You've got, maybe you should talk to them every once in a while and find out what's your situation. And maybe they can help you just make that life a better life for you. You never know. So again, you could call her at 623-210-0327. In terms of where you work and the places that you work out of, would you go valley-wide?
Yes.
So valley-wide. Again, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we want to talk further. It is all about the love. And we're getting into the season of love. So it's the greatest time that you came on. I'm so glad to be talking to you about this. Again, her phone number to call is 623-210-0327. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so we're still live in the room right now, so I'm gonna let you keep on talking, but I want you to talk a little louder, okay? Hold on. Can we boost her up just a little tiny bit more, okay?
Now you're on max, you gotta get really close to
So
it.
you just gotta get, yeah, or talk a little louder. Don't get so, you know,
Me too.
nothing to be nervous about.
It's all good. Thank you.
On your website, do you have all of this that you're doing and all of that yet, or is
Not
it
quite,
here?
so we're actually, I have a new developer that we are building a brand new website right now,
Okay.
so in the next 2
But
months.
you do want me to put yours out?
Yeah, so you
Okay.
can put lovephx.com. I wouldn't say to learn more about this
Right.
necessarily, but say to,
To learn more
connect
about
with
you.
them. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So we are
That's
gonna be
fast.
building that out, that specifically actually on the
oh,
website.
good, that'll
yeah.
be good, because that's, if you ever wanna talk about that again sometime, it's good to have that, so they, because a lot of times they're just driving, and then we'll go up on that, it's such an
Yeah.
easy one to remember,
Yeah.
How long is the commercial break?
What's that?
How long
Like a
is the
minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just at 1:30 you'll be done, so it's like, you can stop sweating at that time.
We should talk more about Spanish speaking. Yeah,
About what?
Spanish speaking.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like first time buyers, Spanish speaking community.
I have a client, I'll tell you after the show, because we're on live right now, I'll wait
Yeah.
till after we're done. But do you like it?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's fun.
it is.
Yeah.
And we wanna talk about stories, now we're gonna get into the
Okay.
stories, because we forgot to do that, okay, I did, anyway, I gotcha.
See, she's so good at leading it all.
If only everything was like this. If only everything was like this.
I know.
That sounds like
Easy.
leading you, yes.
Carol makes it so easy.
That's what everybody says. Sorry, I had to wear this. This guy that you're listening to, he's my longest running guest of 16 years.
yeah?
He's a hypnotherapist.
Love it.
Here we go. So welcome back, everyone. You know, a lot of people out there, they get into unfortunate circumstances, right? And there are people here, like Adriana, who she helps people that might have been through something like that. Minority,
Yes.
right? Very important. You said that you also speak, your first language is Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about some of the stories too of the people and how, you know, let's start with some Spanish speaking, maybe people that you want to talk about that you've helped.
Yes, so my first client ever was a Spanish speaking client, and I can say he's a friend now, him and his family are friends, but it's so funny because Spanish is their native language, is our native language, and he spoke English perfectly fine, but he felt more comfortable talking to me in his native language, and that's what I love, that I'm able to make people feel comfortable, and I'm able to explain things to them in a way that's easier for them to understand.
Absolutely, 100%, because a lot of people, especially when you're talking about buying a home, it's probably one of the biggest purchases,
Yes.
and maybe they don't really qualify right away, and you can help them with that, and all of that learning. You know, when you can learn some heavy-duty stuff in your own language, it just makes it that much easier. And there's a trust level too
Yes.
that arises when you can speak in their language, right? In their
Yes.
tongue,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
right? So let's talk about some of the stories that you maybe helped some, but because they're always feel-good stories. It's great. It's Friday. I'd love to hear some.
So just recently I had Joe from Awake reach out to me. He's HR, he works in HR, and he reached out to me, let me know that he had an employee that unfortunately was living out of his car. He was having a really hard time finding anywhere to rent. And he said, I don't even know if you can help, but you came to mind. And I said, absolutely, I'll help, I'll do what I can. And he is moving into his new place on Tuesday.
Aw, that's
He
cool.
he does have, justice impacted background, and it's really hard. It's a lot of work. And if you don't know what you don't know, it's 1,000 times harder.
Sure, of course. But I think a lot of people don't, they have some kind of stigma in their mind, right?
Mhm.
I'm not sure if I'm correct in saying this, but a lot of people just, you know, they don't think good thoughts.
Oh no, absolutely, yeah, and that's very true. There's a big stigma, and it's unfortunate because all of them have done their time, and I'm not here to judge, right? I'm here to help you, and you're already trying your hardest to do better,
Right.
and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing to be better. And so I want to be that person that's able to help in those steps.
Right. I mean, bad things happen to good people too.
Yes.
And people do things sometimes. They get, you know, themselves in some sort of, let's say, trouble, or even if you're talking about bankruptcy, or
Mhm.
you know, it could be your credit score and all that. It's not always just about, you know, that you were an axe murderer. You know, I'm saying that to make people laugh, but you know, I mean, but really, truly, people do deserve that second chance, and for some reason, a lot of people just don't offer that. But I think more and more, I don't know if you agree with this, but more and more, I think it's because of the generation
Mhm.
that you all are and the way that you think, which is beautiful. I think it's lovely, and I'm so glad we're able to talk about this. I told you I did have somebody a while ago that was that type of employer, fair chance employers, and there are not many of them, and people should really think about being one,
Yes.
right? It's a one, they're good workers, right?
Oh, absolutely. They're one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I learned from Awake is listening to them tell us, you know, they started the company for that reason. They didn't know what they wanted to do, but they knew they wanted to hire just as impacted people, and so they were thinking maybe a clothing line. And then they thought another business. It's like, well, you know what? We know windows, so we'll start with that.
Yeah, well, you know, and you yourself might have a business where you would like to have people that are hardworking people,
Yes.
but also that you want to help having them not just work for you, but also learn how to help their life get better, even
Yes.
better, right? And that's where you come in, and you can let's talk about the lunch and learns again.
Yes, so then I can come in and let everyone know how easy it is, how easy it can be to become a homeowner. It's not as, a lot of people think it's really hard, and the hard part is just getting started.
Right, I think the hard part about it is making that phone call because you don't believe that it's impossible. There's no way that you're gonna be able to help me.
So I did a lunch and learn not too long ago, and this was, I think, back in March, and recently had someone reach out to me, and we went through the process of getting them pre-qualified, and he couldn't believe it. He could not believe. He said, I had no idea that this was possible. Thank you so much
Isn't it
for
awesome?
staying in touch with me too, because I kept reaching out to them because I knew that he thought he was not going to be able to ever do it, and I knew just by what he told me that it was going to be possible.
I think it's what's most important is that you take that leap of chance,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And the phone number to call her is 623-210-0327. Maybe it's you, maybe it's someone that you know. That's what this show is all about. It's networking. And, you know, maybe you know somebody who's either been down on their luck, or maybe they just think, you know, I've been renting for years and there's no way, you know.
Mhm.
Give them the number and tell them about it. Now, when you go onto Natasha's website, which is lovepHX.com, you'll also learn all about her and the love that she spreads. You know, you really are. Even though you've been around a short time, I think that you're growing, and you're growing fast. But you're also, you know, it's all about spreading the love. And I love the way that you are doing your brokerage. Not everybody does what you do.
Thank you, Carol. Yeah, we are intentionally staying, you know, small as we make very mindful additions with the right people, because we want to have others with the same heart and the same passion, and other people like Adriana, where we are just pouring ourselves into the community.
To help
because- yeah.
people,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people up there. I heard you say this, and I think I'm gonna say it correctly, that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you help people both, if you into buying a home, but maybe you're not there yet, maybe you don't want that, you can also help them rent,
Yes.
maybe you have a larger family and you want that, so I think it's wonderful. So the first step is obviously calling you, and you'll do a consultation with them, right?
Yes.
What is the next step that they take?
The next step is having all their documents ready for when they find that perfect home, whether it's a rental or it's buying a home. And that would be things like your pay stubs, bank statements, and a lot of the times it's hard, but I can help with that process too.
So it's all about getting prepared.
Yes.
Right? And there's a lot of people out there too, especially if there's some that are living in their homes, they don't have like a file cabinet,
Right.
right? I don't know, but it's hard, so you have to get that all prepared, and you help them with that.
Yes.
And of course, you can talk to your employer, and I'm sure that they would love to be able to help you. And isn't it feel good when somebody is also trying to help themselves like that, right?
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here thinking that almost everybody should be able to do something, right, in some way that you can help these people. They all deserve that second chance, but they also deserve the third one as well, because that's where the magic happens. And there's a lot of people out there that have gone through circumstances, and you might think they're the worst person in the world, but they're actually the best. Do you find that?
Yes.
They're like the nicest, they got the biggest hearts, right? They're there
Yes.
for you, and they listen, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your final words? I had to put you on that. I don't know what that, I don't.
Final words are that it is a beautiful world when you are compassionate and empathetic, and you end up with a community of amazing people that are happy to help.
Right, and also, when the thing is that's wonderful, when you give and you do, it's for yourself too. And that's huge, right? And let me tell you something, there's nothing better than when you make somebody else feel good and do something good for them, how wonderful it makes you feel. I love that we're talking about this, and I said it earlier, we are getting into the season of giving, the season of love, and this is a great place to start, and we're gonna have September is right here, so I'm glad to have you here. Thank you also, Natasha, for what you're doing too. So again, you could call Adriana, it's 623-210-0327. You can also check Natasha out at lovephx.com.